This is a quick video about writing and marketing, and just a quick kind of showing of what this graph shows a lot of, like, what traffic is. So as you can see, I get a fairly consistent amount of the same amount of traffic to my blog every day. It's a .wordpress.com still, so richardclue.wordpress.com. So it doesn't get as much traffic as it would if it was a .com. So I need to change that into a .com just for that, and SEO too will help there. But I'm trying to get it going best as just a WordPress to really prove its worth before I do it. Otherwise, I might switch it to a Blogger if that platform seems to be working out better. Or if I read something saying it kind of does here in the future. But I'm really liking WordPress right now. And what I want to kind of show is there's peaks and valleys. So I'm like kind of going through the week, and there's dips and there's dips. This is a weekend, I think, and then I think over here is a weekend too, somewhere you can almost see. There's a couple of weekends, like usually I get less traffic on the weekends, and it'd be more pronounced in these as well if I didn't have these tall pillars here that kind of block it. Like if I dropped these days off the chart, this would look kind of like steeper rolling hills that you could see the weekends in there, because I get less traffic on the weekends. I guess people read about books and writing more during the week. But these peaks are they're when I shared things to social media that did well. So that, I think, is an important thing to watch. You know, when I share something that does well, I like to share things especially on Reddit. So if I share something on Reddit and it does a really good job, like this was a Reddit post. This is one Reddit post, these two right here, and this is attributed for a ton of traffic. Basically, all of this traffic right here added up. This is probably a quarter of my month, if not a half of my month of traffic from one Reddit post, and is about what I normally do off of a good Reddit post. Did it a couple times last month that drew a lot, and it got me some more followers on the blog. But the idea with that is part of it's getting impressions, part of it's getting people just to your website, but part of it too is when you share to social media, you learn what people want, you learn what people see. So like on WordPress, you can see like the posts and pages down here where it'll show you who's reading how much of what, and I can change it in some months, and I can say, hey, this is how much people are reading per month, or this article gets more reads. I had an old blog I read in I helped run in the past, and we had one article that a friend of mine had written and one article that I had written, and I thought mine was a great article until we looked at the statistics on it, and I'd shared that article more because I thought it was doing well, and it wasn't. It was doing awful. Everything I read said it should have worked, and it didn't work, you know. I think we had 300 reads on it, opposed to one he had just written one day on his lunch break, and we put it up. It was short, it was concise, but it did something right that people connected with, and they went there, and then it got shared, and was at 100 times, if not more, than what my post had been. And my post had a lot of research, so you never know what quite is going to stick, but watching exactly what sticks socially and what drives more traffic. Like a Reddit post can do this much for you. A Reddit post can get that many people to your blog. More people come to your blog, more people read your stuff. You know, but you got to have offers to give them when they get there. They're not just hitting your blog, reading an article, and leaving. They're hitting your blog, they're reading an article, they're being offered a free ebook if they sign up, because if they're reading your blog, they're probably interested in something you're doing. Otherwise, you're probably not putting that something on your blog. You know, this I don't think this was a Reddit post. I think this was just a really good socially sharing day. This I know was another Reddit post. This was just the best Reddit post I had so far this month. But I've only put like 3 things on Reddit, so I think I put 3 things on Reddit this month. I'm a little picky about what I put on Reddit just because if you post on Reddit too much, the communities start to dislike you, plus people will look at your profile on Reddit and see what you're sharing. If all you're doing is sharing stuff, people tend to dislike you. You had to be active. It's a really fickle community too, so I shared a post on my website 2 days in a row. One time, once because it didn't work out, the last one didn't generate any traffic, so I was like, alright, let's just try this next one. Marketing only takes a couple of minutes when you do it that way. You're just testing things, so I do it. First response I get is, you're a douche. Alright, that's kind of what you get at Reddit, though. You're going to find that happening. Another place, like social media like Facebook, you're gonna get some of this stuff from Facebook. Unless you get into a really good Facebook group where you can get stuff like this, it's not as consistent. Personally, I get my best consistent traffic out of Twitter. I attribute probably a fourth of my traffic out of Twitter, and that's because I post about 10 to 12 times a day. It's not even once an hour. It's consistent. A lot of it's stuff from my blog and quotes from stuff in it that I auto schedule with Hootsuite, and I do that because it's faster. I don't get a lot from Facebook, but I have a lot of followers on my Facebook. Or it feels like a lot, it's 1,000, but it doesn't generate a lot. But it's just algorithms. Twitter, I like Twitter the best. I've connected with more authors and guest blogged a lot off Twitter just by adding in a couple of things for guest blogging. Like, I have an autoresponder that I use that says, hey, I'll do a guest post on your website if you do stuff about writing. I like guest blogging. I think guest blogging is a great way to drive more traffic too. This is my traffic before guest blogging. I'm actually really excited to do a video and kind of compare the two, because in the next month I have 7 guest blogs going out. A couple of them are on sites that I feel like are pretty decent and should drive traffic. But we'll see how that works. I think the overall scope of it though is that with guest posts, they're posts that I'm not going to put a lot of time into, and they're posts that I'm going to do. I'm going to put time into them enough to make them good, but they're not going to be like big posts. They're going to be 500 to 700 word posts that I do in like an hour, maybe an hour and a half, and I give it away. It's something that I could use on my blog, but I don't, and maybe I repurpose and rewrite it so a year later it goes on my blog rewritten differently with some stuff added and some stuff taken away. But overall, not necessarily things that I'm gonna miss. I hope this helped some people get kind of an idea of what your traffic can look like when you do get some good social media hits. Pretty much forgetting what I even started doing the video for here, other than talking about what happens when you get some good traffic. But you're going to have peaks and valleys. You're going to have days where you don't get a lot of traffic. I had one day on here where I had 6 hits on here, and they all came from Twitter. But the nice thing about WordPress too is that people search the WordPress with the reader. So if I'm doing a book blog, I'll put a post about books. I put the tag book blog. Someone might look for book blog, and I'm like, find my book blog. If I'm blogging about books that are similar to what I want to write, or I am writing, or I'm coming out in the future, I'm going to track that kind of a reader. And it's kind of tracking how many people are coming to your blog, how many people are following your blog, how many people are signing up for your email list. Because as a writer and a blogger, you're a marketer, so you have to track these things. You have to say, I don't obsess over this, but I could. I want to obsess over it. I force myself not to, because otherwise I will sit here every day and stare at this and say, oh my god, there's not enough people there. Why isn't things happening? Why didn't these 600 people sign up for my blog? Oh no, the one post I forgot to add my free offer of an ebook to got the most hits. You're going to make mistakes, especially starting out. This is the 3rd month I've had this blog, so I'm really happy with the amount of traffic that I'm getting. I'm really happy with what I'm learning. I'm really happy with the number of followers that I have right now. So you can follow too if you go to richardklu.wordpress.com. That's Klu, KLU. I have a link in the description. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope this helped or gave some insights kind of into traffic, or really just conversation for people. If you have any questions, put it in the bottom in the comments. Give me a thumbs up. It says Bandicam up here because I cheap it. I didn't pay for a camera to do videos with like I should have. Subscribe to the channel if you like it. If you have no subscribers, I'll pay for a camera so we don't have an advertisement up here. Alright, you guys have a great day.